Wow, it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've done one of these. Today is Saturday, August 17th. The Sabbath. I hope everyone is at home getting rest and having some sort of counsel with the Most High Yah. Remember the Sabbath. I'm starting to realize it is a remnant, especially Judah here in the daughter of Babylon, the United States. And it really is a remnant. It's going to be saved out of this oppression. I mean, what would you expect to be known as the children of the Most High, what the world calls chosen now? Chosen to me is just being called to do the Most High's will, to walk in accordance with Him. And that may look different depending on what bloodline you are, what side of the fence you on. So, for Judah here, I think it's about time we announce uh, to blow the chauffeur, yeah, that the sound and alarm, to be ready and stay ready, and not worry. I heard the Most High whisper to me earlier today before I even got out of bed, I will protect you. hmm He says, my sheep hear my voice and they will follow no other. I just had to stop listening to other people calling. Oh, I'll speak for myself. I had to stop listening to other people calling me crazy. It's the book that they want to attack you with is the very same book they deny when you speak upon something just because they don't have that gift or understand it. I am done with that. Done with that. Being influenced by that. Trying to explain something to someone, because if you're not at a certain level or a certain point right now, you're just going to go right down that funnel, that swirl in a toilet that has been ongoing. Some people are closer to the center of that funnel, spinning faster and faster, grabbing on in the hold of anything and everything, whether, it's friends, family, parents, their own people, enemies, grabbing them and taking them right down with them when we cannot do that. And we cannot intervene. We cannot participate in somebody else's judgment. If we haven't figured out by now not to be a part of any of these man's traditions out there celebrating all that stuff, and I'm just talking about, us that are struggling, going back and forth, straddling the fence. I mean, we can pretty much, at this point, Judah, identify who's wicked or not. Those are the ones that are, I mean, the imaginations I don't readily recall, but the stuff that I hear in the news, I have to just sweep quickly out of my heart, because it is not for me to think of. What did I hear yesterday? I can't imagine killing my parents. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I just, and I mean, in the ways that they do it, the circumstances. Someone shot their best friend or their while they're sleeping. I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. It's hard to keep up with. There's so much noise that the best thing that we can do is get by ourselves on the Sabbath, sit here and talk to Him. If He pulls you up out of a place, you got to get to a point where you can remember where you came from. All I have to do is think about the tomfoolery that I used to get into. When you get lonely and you want to, head back out there in the world, you want to meet up with friends and get around a bunch of in the sea of people, it's not going to lead to anything good. Just remember where you came from. All I have to remember is maybe a year and a half ago, living in Vegas, all of a sudden going from a nice secure home, or what I thought, to basically living with someone else, and then someone else, decisions being made that you would never consider selfish, written on paper. You would never consider these decisions selfish. Looking after other people's kids, cleaning up after them, washing dishes, being a maid. Meanwhile, the little things that you ask for, you have to beg for, which would have benefited the whole household. But for people's pride, for them not to be outshone, they have to keep you away from the things that could help you. Like access to a vehicle, access to transportation, a way to, bring income into the house. So finally, one day, that may not have to be an option anymore. No, people want you to be dependent on them if they are wicked. And I'm telling you, I do not want to go back there, and I do not want to spend any time longer talking about it, but I will say this: the Most High, His button whippings, they are tailored to us. They are perfectly tailored to each individual uh, crime that we commit. And if we keep doing it, whatever that said crime is, it begins to show up on our physical person. It could be disease, it could be features, it could be things throughout time that affects kids, third and fourth generation and all that. All these acronyms and euphemisms for the medical industrial complex that they give simple, basic, what you did wrong solutions. Mitochondria, I don't know. They just put a bunch of that together, and then they call it, and then they want to get on the news and talk to you about it like as if it's always been around. I guess there is nothing new under the sun, but treat us like we're dumb to convince us that, oh yeah, this is going around, it's called this, and I've never heard of this before. Like they kept us informed all along. It's mind games. I don't remember if I told you what date it was. Well, we already know it's the Sabbath. Saturday, August 17th. This war is about to pop off. Judah, the war is about to pop off. Everybody else, the war is about to pop off. Gentiles, specifically Japheth here, Anglo-Saxon in the United States. Well, if you haven't gotten to know one of us by now, that's pretty much it for you. Maybe not your kids. Maybe they're watching to see examples of what not to do. But yeah, if you hadn't got to know one of us by now, that's it. to understand how we operate, what we mean when we say this, that we every time we move fast, we're not trying to attack or take. I got followed by hometown cop yesterday, looking for. What did I just right before I went to the grocery store, I wanted to get a quick bite to eat so I won't buy up the whole store. Have some sense about me when I'm going through the aisles, different teas and stuff. This cop, it was a section of the road where they're doing construction. I'm glad they're getting that done, cause. But anyway, my mom calls, and I look down. I was like instantly smiling, and I'm driving, and I make my left turn to go to one of the. It's a taco truck. I went to school with their daughter, and I went over there and got me some. Well, I wanted a quesadilla. I ended up just getting a steak taco. And you get into the middle turning lane to turn left, and he was in the main road to go straight, and he stopped to run a license plate, deciding whether or not he was gonna follow me into to where the taco stand was, or the carry out was, as they're next to each other in my neighborhood. These people, they're looking for anything and everything. But I told you that my mom called to say this. When my mood changed, that's the Most High coming in right there. Called at the right time, put the spirit on her to call me at the right time to change the mood, and he decided to go on. But when I walked into the Holland carryout over there, and I went to get something out the ATM because he doesn't accept he doesn't do debit or nothing. Turn that over. Getting distracted by my phone. So I go over there to get some cash, and that same cop came back and parked next to my vehicle. He got out. He must have went in the store. By the time he gave me the gentleman at the taco truck gave me my food, I turned around, and that cop was gone. In fact, everybody that was sitting there, the old grandfather and his grandchild that was sitting there at the picnic table playing, the people waiting in line to get what is that, ice cream over there, right there in front of the carry out. That was nothing but Yah. I find myself all the time not audibly saying thanks, but it's there and he knows. I think my acknowledgement now is spoken word on the Sabbath with him. I like to speak to him. And we communicate back and forth through, obviously, through prayer. And then he lets things happen throughout the day. I'm sure that's the same for anybody else. As a response to whatever it is you're concerned, make your petitions known, he says. That's the only way we're going to get through this, if you don't want to, get spun all off into trouble. And if you do got some sort of a shot to make it, that's when the troubles is harder for you. Hardest. Because, the devil, they say the devil, but the spirits in people, devils, that they operate in, they don't want to be left alone, and they don't want to be left alone with each other. They need unassuming, innocent people to consume, to feel accomplished. you know, you're in a conversation with somebody, you don't readily know that they're lying to you, but they got these extravagant stories after extravagant story, and you're sitting there listening to them, and then one you realize, is this conversation ever going to end? I'm just being nice. I'm not really in a hurry, but my my spirit is going off. It's time to go. Well, have a good day. ma'am, sir. Got stopped at the very same day, yesterday. A gentleman stopped to ask me about my rear view mirror camera. At the light as it turned green. It was nice. It was quick. It was swift. He just asked me, "Hey, is that control or record going forward and back?" It's just, yeah, yes, sir. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, y'all. I'm exhausted. The only day we get a recharge is today on the Sabbath. We sit up under the King, the Most High. I still cannot figure out why we're this establishment has really brainwashed some of us to think that these institutions are for us, and they are not. All you got to do is do a little digging, but people are so wrapped up and comfortable in what they believe. They're ready to go down with the ship, and it's not time for that. Noah sealed up the door. People wanted to repent that day because it started raining. It's too late. I'm not saying don't stop trying, because it's going to take a minute for the Gentiles to even walk in. Third and fourth generation. You're going to have to undo some wrongs. And what that means is give up what your idea of wealth is. We ain't going to strip you. We ain't even going to, humiliate you. You're going to humiliate yourself. We are going to tell you how to get out of it. We are the only ones to tell you how to get out of it, because we've been through any and everything. Don't you know? We're here down here in just getting whipped. Sanctions, that's taxes. You kept out of the housing market, lynchings, burnings, racism. One bad story after another. Nobody getting the officers aren't getting things take no accountability is what I'm trying to say. There's just so much to say that everything is trying to come out at once. We're a loving and compassionate people. Y'all don't know nothing about that, and y'all sure ain't consistent with it. Y'all know how to mimic that when you want something. But I'm not saying all of you, all the Gentiles. I'm not saying all of y'all. The stranger. I'm not saying that at all. Because some of y'all have y'all moments, and some of y'all really spirits do ring, but then you're surrounded by your family and you just think that you're just like them. Let us tell you that you're not. Judgment was given into the hands of the saints. Saint Peter, Saint this, Saint that. Trying to give you the idea that they're dead. Well, we once were. And the Most High woke us back up. That was the Great Awakening. That's what he's talking to us. Just because you're always trying to steer the car when it has nothing to do with you. Steer the conversation. Narrative. It's game over. It's all this contortion and lying and twisting and turning. I thought for sure, with everything going on, Trump was going to get back in there. It would have been fitting. And people's already looking at the country as it's old. They just use this as a move to transition. Well, they really don't know what they're doing, but the Most High already knows what's going to be done. How you going to fight against arms that long and that powerful and that can control everything and created us. Stupid. Stupid. What's even more stupid is watching this these people run this country and every other place on earth in the ground and believing in it. What is the only thing y'all haven't believed in? Who's the only people you haven't believed in at all? Who the 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 serpent had told you and showed you we're the biggest pieces of whatever that they could come up with. Whatever word, whatever term of endearment they feel like giving us this day. Whatever day. I'm telling you right now, judgment is on the nations. That's why it's hot. And that's why it's flooding. Look at the daughter of Babylon. Look at the United States. Only thing I can do is just shake my head. There's all kinds of stuff going on. You dance around and do your mess in our neighborhoods, then the Most High puts his finger, take a whirlwind through yours. I mentioned this before, but like in Florida, he took the boats and put them on the street, took the cars and put them in the water. Who 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 believing in the Most High wouldn't chuckle to that? So therefore, if it's at your expense and your haters anyway, you're gonna hate us, and we know. At this point, we're not frightened. We're not scared of you. We believe in the Most High, and that's where our promise is. We're not these cops, these people that are getting angry. You are going to know who are the children of the Most High, who is connected to Him fully. I'm going to get to the point where I could just these are conversations between me and Him, and I'm going to keep these type of conversations between me and Him. It's a forever growth. All you have to do is be committed to the direction of doing the right thing, but people, they don't want to do what that is because it goes against their way of life, or what they're used to, or I've been very patient with some of the people that I've come across in my life, trying to figure out what the problem was. Oh, it's not that they're not capable of understanding what I'm saying. They just hate me, because I'll see them turn around and do these exact same things to people that got them crying in the first place. That caused that pain, financial distress or whatever. I hear the stories. I hear people out there talking, and even in my own family, I'm just walking around saying what thus saith Yah, what is in the spirit, what He tells me, and I just blurt it out because I'm. This is how we hasten it. I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing you're going to do, Gentiles that are going to grab onto our coattails, is shower us with gifts. I'm not talking money and chargers and car. I'm not talking jewelry, or some will, but that's not what we don't, that's not what we're living for at this point. That's not what we're living for. Some, that's a great gift. It's going to hit well. The perfect herb that your body has been needing, whatever that may be. There's tons of herbs out there. Somebody just so happened to have that in their kitchen cupboard. You bring that to one of the children of the Most High. That's gonna ring. That's gonna ring out. Not what a gold or silver bracelet does That's just not only vanity to seek it, not necessarily to have it, but it's a manifestation of being anointed. I guess that's why these pastors now think that, dress yourself up first and then go and preach the word of the Most High without even consulting Him. You're consulting the idol because everything that comes out of your mouth, you're putting it in this dead idol. One of my ancestors in the Judah line back there who said that there's going to be many coming after us. Many, 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 many more. And don't you think coming up through time, the ones that are alive today would be considered a remnant by every sense of the word? The Most High, everything He says is true. All encompassing true. True. There's no shades of gray. I don't necessarily read out of Revelation, but it get to talking about this woman riding a dragon. Now Kamala Harris is about to be president. Man, y'all just putting this together so everybody can understand it. Whether you are superstitious, superficial, He's doing it in a way that where people are going to follow after the desires of their own heart, and that's going to be exactly what He says it's going to be. I know people. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm doing well, but I'm sick of the way I don't want to share no space or time with anyone. I can barely get through the workday sometimes without judging. I let the Most High handle it. I check back with Him on my feelings later, but sometimes people will make you angry, and then you just have to, go outside or get in your car or just sit there and talk to the Most High. He ain't gonna give you more than what you can handle. It's just not gonna happen. I think about the Most High. I guess that's what it means to say, when they say meditate on Him day and night. I do. I think about the Most High. I always line my actions now with Him, what He thinks and what, you know, what, you know, everything. Everything now. I always consider, because to be truth, to tell you the truth, I don't want to go through what most of the world is about to go through. I don't want to go through that. We, as Israel, he may end up calling us something else after these Ashkenazi Jews over there tarnished the name so badly. He might end up calling us, actually, I know what that is. I believe it's going to be Yah our righteousness. Whatever, form or variation of what language that's going to take, I don't know, but I think that's the meaning of it. Him, He's our righteousness. Yah our righteousness. So, where was I? There's so much to be said. I find it best that the Most High puts it in my spirit to say rather than making notes, but at the same time, making notes would help me keep track of certain things. But I mean, it does feel good to, like, you know, speak what's on the heart, because I'm doing my best to line it up with what the Most High requires. I think we all should be doing that. We have to. Who's who else is going to lead if not the ones that, that's what I was going to say. Give it up for the Most High for allowing us to make it through one of the worst butt whoopings the world has ever seen. Give it up. Praise Yah. Because there's some branches of our, bloodline that just are not gonna make it at all. Lost causes. And the Most High is giving them up to their sin, whatever that is, whatever their isms are, whatever their idols are, whatever they hold that's more important to them than the Most High. Not even considering that they think that when they pass away, that's going to be it. Wow. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention. Hmm. I'll have to check back with that later, yeah. Help me walk that process of thought out. Testimony. Uh, okay. It's time to explain this. It's time to say this. It's time to whoever is listening, that could, use some good. If you fell into sexual immorality, you had help. Who wants to be a part of a class of people where the Most High said this? The children will be rulers over us, and the women will be over us, and we are supposed to be the head of our household. But they designed this system just so and perfectly to where the only form of a family in our community that we're going to have is when the male is outside in the wilderness. I have two older brothers. I watch them choose their girlfriends and have kids with these women when I was real young. Watching that nightmare, and I knew it was taxing on them because I can read it in their face. I can see it in their eyes. We are more or less the same in a lot of ways, but people ain't trying to hear us. Especially if we get loud about what's correct and what's right. Oh, they ain't trying to hear us. They want to double and triple down. And anyway, it led me to not want that life. Especially, after trying to date a few of these females and They take it way up, and then, they just jump your bones. When you are getting to know someone, you are getting to know, you're courting them. You're courting them. You meet someone you like, then I'll see you again. I'll see you again. No, not let's hurry up and get in the sheets. Well, life took hold, what nothing working out, and I finally just was like, I'm 19 years old. Have not experienced a relationship yet, and I said to myself, let's see what the other side is talking about. 19. I've had some long relationships, longer than most. Our first one was 4 years, and the last one was about 10. And I knew all the while in it I wasn't satisfied. There was no connection on a spiritual sense, nothing like that. It was just at odds all the time, and the only thing I could do was choose to ignore it, which, was worse off dealing with the opposition right then and there in your life, in your home. Can't see eye to eye on anything. Have to constantly pull. You have to go deep down inside, translate it again, translate it some more, and still don't get out your message when you come to another person with your problems. So by then they may or may not even agree to the half, watered down version of, your request was. And even if they fulfill that half-assed, it you don't feel like you accomplished anything or gotten closer to any individual. There's nothing too hard for Yah. Nothing too hard for him. I'm 38 years old, and I do not have any kids. Not because I didn't ever want them, and I was always looking after everybody else's kids. So I'm okay with that. The problem is you kind of become too attached, therefore too involved in that said parent's situations, and then it could just go awry real fast. Next thing you know, you've committed or sucked into babysitting, and you gotta work, and I'm like, mm-mm. As soon as you don't want to be of service, if you are anything like have any of the experiences like I have, being the true chosen, then your services will be missed. Wake up. The rest of the world, wake up. Man, for Judah, that the Most High has spanked for the past 3 decades. I'm sure there's, older cats too. I'm sure that are still here and that speak about the Most High and call him by different names or whatnot. But what you need to read is the heart posture. All that stuff can be corrected. Even the people out there talking about, Jesus this and Jesus that. That may, I think there's some truth to that, only because, Jesus was us, and we were the only, he was the only one at that time shining like a beam, performing miracles and stuff like, that, according to that book. And it is our writing. Who knows? They might have yanked that out of the Old Testament and put it in the New Testament, and then they changed. It became a new, strange idol. It was partly truth and definitely false, but, little leaven leavens the whole lump, or whatever that saying is. It's just all around generally a lie. We I think they what the translation was a nation. It was a nation. This Messiah just means anointed. Anointed means child of God, children of God. So that's plurality right there. And we are going to get plucked up out of here in numbers. I mean, just logically. Plucked up out of here in numbers. hmm And, Christianity made up all that crap after they changed the image to a white man talking about, Jesus this and Jesus that. Change the image of him. You can't get to the Father unless you go through the Son. Well, you're going to have to live by those words now. Because you ain't coming to our Father, you know, uh, Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can't come to our Father unless you go through us. You can't, nope, nope. And that's when we righteously will become judges. Through all that pain, through all that, all that. We're coming up on the door, and this is why the Sabbath is important, y'all. It ain't no, going out and playing baseball and washing cars, and it's just y'all look. Y'all have to understand, where is your heart at? You want to be cool at the Y, or you know lifting weights at Planet Fitness, or whatever. You want to be all off doing, instead of sitting with God while the water is swirling in the toilet and we're all in it, and some are just just like in the days of Noah. People will be eating and drinking and giving into marriage right when judgment hits. And it's going to be like a thief in the night. And then they're going to be wailing and gnashing their teeth, crying, talking about, I want to repent now. No, it's too late. It's too late for all that. You should have been guided by the Most High at least a little bit to position you to, go through, the next level of your trial, and then the next level of your trial. How many trials have we gotten? Not having enough food, malnourishment, disease, all these things. Some of us gone through multiple things like this in our life. Multiple things like this. And being saved from the Most High every time. He said, you are going to learn to trust me. I don't have it in me to keep saving Gentiles out of their mess. I don't have it in me to do that. But he's perfect and he can do that. So if somebody hurt you, let the Most High deal with it. Pray to him. Have a relationship with them, because this is for the birds. This system, the way it's set up, and demons running around here just playing in your face. Yep, I'd rather be inside, in my heart, secretly, praying to the Most High and staying in communication with him. That's the only way we're going to get through this. And I'm telling you, Judah, you know who you are. You already know if you did the work. You're not dumb. If you for a second are doubting, then get in the book, pray about it. If you are for a second doubting that you're not going to be there, just get in the book and pray. Read something. Genesis through Malachi. At least start there. You better have read something. Because when stuff starts hitting the fan, and now y'all want to come to us looking at our calmness, well, we told you. We was telling you that this was coming. What? It sucks, man. It sucks. Now you gotta watch the fear and terror on their face. Well, you're not about to play me. Help me, help me. No, no, nope, nope. Because while you were driving up and down the street in your Lexus and I was walking back and forth, you splashing water and stuff on me, thinking it's funny. It's so many testimonies of that right there that I could give you in my own life. Imagine how many out there, people doing petty things, rude, hurting our feelings. Yeah, it hurts our feelings because we are in charge of the world. In a sense, we take this responsibility on our shoulders and it's heavy. But we just didn't want to do it Yah's way, so Yah put the worst of us in charge. And nobody's interested in learning that. Nobody's interested in getting in that book. People get looked at funny if they pick it up by their own family. I went through that stage too. Certain members of the family making, you want to come to the hall? For what? So we can see who has the best earrings, who dressed the best, who... I don't want none of that. I don't have none of them conversations. If it ain't about the Most High, then I'm not trying to hear it. Especially if we are there on His behalf. I'm not trying to hear it. I don't want to hear about rims. I don't want to hear about, Fortune 500 companies. I don't want to hear about what Dow is saying. I don't want to hear about no points. I don't want to hear nothing about this worldly crap because it's in the toilet. Nobody's going to remember this in 10 years. Do you remember when we ain't gonna be talking about this? Not Israel, not Yashrael. We ain't gonna be talking about this. The southern tribe, I'm sorry. There's three. The southern kingdom, Judah. And that just speaks to a period of time. The capital. Romans, man, they something else. They just want what you got. They just want to pillage. They just want to do, and then after so many centuries of that, then you got to get recompense for that for the while that you've been doing it. Got to get recompense for that. We got millennia long butt whoopings going on for us. Well, imagine what y'all about to go through. And we ain't even gonna have really anything to do with it. It's just what thus saith Yah, the Most High. You wanted our blessing so bad to the point where you were willing to contort and trick your mind into believing that you have it. No, y'all was supposed to live by your sword. That's how Esau got his blessings, through his sword, forcefully. And while that was going on, the Most High said that these things were going to happen to us. Everything comes full circle. So now, you Gentiles, you want to help out? You want to, be in one accord with the Most High? You can do that. Y'all got the spaces. Y'all have the areas that we can, talk, get some very, smart individuals together. I say smart is in the knowledge of the Most High. Not, necessarily how much money a person has in their bank account. It's fake anyway, fiat currency. That'll vanish as soon as the grid goes down. Y'all know this is coming to an end. Fires everywhere. Y'all know this is coming to an end. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, yeah, Judah, I'm sounding the alarm. Because ain't nobody else seem to be listening. That's it. That's it. And people, have a hard time with things because they don't know what to do. Well, you're going to have to listen to the children of the Most High, period. We will go to our Father on your behalf. Not all of you, because we're learned enough to know where I'm not bringing this foolishness to him, to our King. There's no way that's going to happen. I'm not going to bring some garbage to our King. And don't try to do nothing crazy like, just whatever imagination that these Gentiles could come up with, and even some of our own people trying to, mimic, trying to, lurk about us. If you don't, if if you got some secret ill will towards the Most High, you will be found out too. Everything's being uncovered. Even with the people that have the most money, things are being uncovered. What you think you gonna do? What are you going to do against the children of the Most High? And we're not even fighting you. Spiritually, we are. The demons that y'all allow operate in the things that you say and do. Some people just let their vessel be manipulated by any old thing. Anything. Greed. What spirit do I want to get up with this morning? That you know what I'm saying? And it's just like a kid on a swing set. Wee! Right on down the street. And the first light they get to, they road raging. Just, people are just, that's what it is. Goodness. Man, you just came out of your neighborhood. I seen you over there out of your driveway, and you are road raging already? It's not even nowhere near the top of the hour. Don't you got plenty of time to get to work? I just be thinking at the light, like, what is going on with people? Oh, man. I'm thankful that I have a job, though. This one is a real test. This one is a real test. Everything that I've ever done before, all the skills involved in those jobs led up to this one. I'm in charge of a group of individuals that have come out of prison or jail, running the building, operations, protocol, under man's law, of course, and people act accordingly, of course. Trying to work the system. I tell you, this one Gentile got me the whole entire time. Bugging me. Trying to, man, Mr. Moore, can you turn in this? Can you turn in that? Can you make sure such and such knows and blah, blah, blah. Trying to basically, cut the time short of, how things operate in the building. And sometimes people get, caught up in situations where they didn't get their schedule in on time. So the person that grants the schedule is not, ready or here or available to take care of it. So as soon as they come in the door, I'll, talk to, whoever's in charge over them and say, hey, look, this is the situation that's going on. Now, for this particular individual, I've done that. And then you want to wait until the last day to show who you truly are. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Man, I do not like deception. Now, I know the Most High is teaching me something. I just have no way or form of identifying, people when I'm blurred by my own, I'm already living in the future. I'm already in the future, where these kinds of people aren't going to be around. F you, mother. All because you got some resistance from me. I don't appreciate you teaching these other people to behave this way. And where is this coming from? Oh, well, you're preaching to the choir. Because right now, he said he don't give a F. I'm like, uh-huh. I was shocked. And knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have done an extra nothing for, and it makes you not want to trust nobody, but we just have to be a little bit more discerning. And we would be better at it when we're around each other. We're going to be on point. Even more so as hard as it is right now. I just pity the Gentiles. Like, man, y'all got no strength. The only strength that was given to you was, by the deception and ways to acquired land stolen and money and all the things that was handed to you by the wicked one. You know, the serpent head. Y'all not y'all don't all have to go down in flames. Y'all can start y'all grafting in process with us right now. The issue is that you think that right now you have to give up at, yeah, in a way, in a sense, and it's going to be a process. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be on the street, and nobody that recognizes what you're doing is going to allow that. Unless, you know, you are getting recompense for something that you've done, but you got to pay for it in order to have a clean slate. You got your seed, your children got no hope if you don't do the work. Look at how long nobody did the work in your families, and recognizing that this is a problem. And then you take 3,000 years of just, you know, a bloodline that's just had a butt whooping after butt whooping, and then you still want to say that the Most High is not going to give you anything more than you can handle. So if you, it ain't going to be scot free, but like it, you know, it's not going to be, your punishment won't be as severe as what we had to go through because we knew better. We had the gifts, the knowledge, the talent. He gave that and bestowed all that to us. We are the seed of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, King Solomon. We're branches of the same tree. I don't know why you guys can't put this together. Or is it cognitive dissonance and that you just don't want to know, you don't want to face it, or you just wait until it happens? No, engage, get involved, and whatever it is that you think or feel that, or talk to us. And if you are compelled, and if it makes you feel better or feel safe, then that's the Most High speaking to you. He'll begin to speak to you. He poured his spirit out on all flesh. But if you are ever confused about anything, that's when you go to the children of the Most High and ask before you make any major decision. If you're confused about anything, we didn't have that step. We had to be big brother already, so we got the biggest butt whooping ever, and that was an epic butt whooping. So yes, we are going to be laughing and shouting when we finally come out of this demonic, oppressive, ridiculous system. We are looked at as the evil one, the one getting shot in the face in the street. Well, first of all, a lot of the branches are broken branches, and you know these, you know, it's all kinds of stuff, trauma that happened in slavery that, you know, people weren't able to come back from. They just decided to run with whatever demons that were instilled in them, or, you know, just you blame, put all your blame towards one particular event that happened in the family. You know, people aren't able to come back from this and be accepted by the Most High when they continue in whatever they feel like, well, I had it hard, and they make excuses, and then next thing you know, they have no path back because they're just in darkness. They got no lights around them, and when they see one, the first thing they want to do is put the light out and persecute it. That's spiritually what's happening. So when Yeshua or Jesus or whatever was saying these things in parables, this is nothing different than you would have heard from any of us that were in alignment with the Most High. That's why he says this time it's going to be many of us. Just pick a city. There's few of us. Very, very few. But pick a city. What, Yehuda's over there in Chicago? Big Levi, what, he in Florida? He's got some idols he's gonna have to give up, but these sisters is watching us. I've not seen any. There's a couple. I've not seen anybody look like me that make me want to just keep continuing to watch as a male. Like any guys that I just want to, continue to keep. There's a few of them. There's a few of them, but a lot of us get on there, got some weed plant in the background or on the wall, weed lamp or something, and they don't realize what they're promoting and stuff, and and for that I would even forgive them for. But the messages is all around, and what people are into and what they're doing. The messages are all around, all around. Which is why my discernment should have been sharp enough to realize that don't put your hope and faith into somebody that just got out of jail, thinking that they're rehabilitated, and then surprised that they cuss you out and act a fool and show you who they truly are. I was told, well, yes, I did. I came to the realization that I was mad at myself for believing that, and the thing is like I want the Gentiles to do well. I do. He called me racist. You don't know what racism is. Just foolishness. It's like a child waving his fists, yelling at me, even though he's a grown man, eye to eye. I see you as a child. A grown child, more gray hair than I do in my chin. An idealization, the idea of somebody, being such a good person. It just gets you when they show their true colors, and whatever they've been trying to hide comes out. It's shocking. It's shocking. I wish it happens right up front. Whatever. If I become numb to it, if any of us become numb to it, then just get it on, rip the band-aid off, get it on out of the way, so I know how to deal with certain things accordingly. I just don't want to go walk up to somebody and assume they're, and we're not going to have to. We're not going to study war of any kind anymore when we get back home. We're not going to have to do that. So what's written in the very Bible that y'all use to enslave us, y'all need to unwind that and backtrack and listen to what we're saying. We're going to break it down to you. He ain't going to be speaking. You want to know the mind of the Most High, his intricate details. He's going to be speaking through his children. So his children, and you will see him, see us as him, and you will. We will be the manifestations of what you call. We will be all that, all of it and more. My crown's growing back. Mm-hmm. And that's just is what it is. And the Gentiles that'll be willing to be grafted in, third and fourth generations, you'll live among us. But you are going to be loving the customs just like how we do. You are going to, you're not going to be running nothing, because y'all are easily influenced by, the only thing I have to do is think about any of the chastisements that I have according the judgments according to whatever thought that could be presented. Oh, simple gain here. All I have to do is steal it. Let me think back of the last time I stole something. And whatever that issue is, or whatever the Most High brings your mind to, and is different for everybody. Some people do more of one thing than another, but and the severity of their punishment will be according to that. So we're the true judges. We're the true governors. We are David. We are that seed of David. I know I am. Yep. And I just wish that I can find more of us out there. We can have a conversation. Y'all even trying to stop that. Y'all police force, FBI. Y'all just trying to stop everything. Y'all don't. You're not going to be able to circumvent the Most High. You're just not going to. He's preparing a table for us right now. As soon as you get the people that was controlling you, I'm talking to the Gentiles, for this long, just out of our land, you've been supporting them and supporting them and supporting them, and now you're waking up to what we've been saying. They are not your friends. we've been we're in tune with Israel, and we're life partners. Yes, you will be judged together, O daughter of Babylon, and you will give up your captives, just like they will give up, Israel, Palestine, you know, the remainder of the other, what, 9.5 tribes, 10, 8, I don't know. I'm not doing any math right now. I was told that there's 2.5 here, but I'm only able to see Judah. Everywhere I go, oh, that's Judah. Oh, that's Judah. Every now and again, I'll see a Levite somewhere, but and Benjamin, I can only really know that they just tall. They just built like they're big. They just tall. They're just a big stature of Benjamin. Benjamin. That's why it makes sense reading what Benjamin was known for. Benjamin, goodness, y'all just mm. But I don't mean Judah, out of the tribe of Judah. I do not mean to vex you, Benjamin, but your stature is a negative if you decide to. It's too much to grab, twist, and throw and flip. So anyway. Oh man, it's gonna be so fun. Getting back together with the rest of the tribes. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun seeing all of our talent together, working together. Man, so the conversations, the uplifting, building of Yah's kingdom, going out on missions. hmm Maybe the Most High will allow us to travel together this time, instead of what Jonah they call him, went out there by himself, got swallowed up by a whale. I would have been scared too if I didn't have a team. This time we could have a team and go talk to whoever nation. Now look, my dad said if you don't stop doing this, he's gonna take a whirlwind and rip off the roof of your house. So stop doing it. That's all. That's what we just failed at a lot of the jobs that we were meant to do. You can never go back to that. Why would we? And we will tell all the stories and writings will be told and perfected over time because we will be at peace and rest and not running and going here and going there. Heck, I would say this to the Vatican: keep our writings, keep them. They didn't help you anyway. Keep them. Yah will restore it through His Spirit, and He'll turn to us a new language, a pure language, so we will not be confused. English is so retarded. 3 different ways to say the word there. EIRERE, and the one with the conjunction. Ugh, I'm sick of it. And then the people that what's the word, that came up with this language over there, we probably sound dumb to them because they sound dumb to us. Where have you been? Where have you been? I mean, that's the correct. Nobody over here is saying that. Bean. You talking about food? Lentil? Put the car in the garage. I'm sorry. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to say something about that. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun. It's funny. You guys over there are intelligent too. I just talking about the Gentiles, and we definitely, Judah, you are already part of that conversation. Whoever else, the remaining, don't get offended. I'm not even going to say the rest of the black people because I mean, you know, at that period of time, it's not going to be many of us still in iniquity. It's going to be 3 gatherings. I just don't know how the Most High is going to perform that. 3 gatherings. I think He's going to do it in waves. I don't know. He shows me stuff like a photograph. And there's a lot of things that you can tell in a photograph. And they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. So yeah, when I see images that the Most High uses to respond to me, and then I think because, you know, I'm so eager to, for this to come to pass, that he doesn't really give me the full picture or the full revelation, because I would run right out and say it, and anybody that wants to try to circumvent the Most High will probably do that according to whatever. And I've received your warning. I received it. In fact, my middle name means the eager one. Tell me, how perfect is that? The eager one of Yah, the eager one of the Most High, the eager one of the Creator. There was different translations in just those 4 letters. Oh man, how long have I been on here? 11111. Gentiles, get it together. And if you need help getting it together, get to one of us and talk to us. Don't let any of your kind try to come at us, because the Most High is going to take all of y'all out. Just like how he dealt with us all at once, he's going to deal with y'all all at once. And whether or not you caught up in it or not, you are going to come to our aid. You are going to protect us, because we're done fighting. We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not thinking about it no more. I'm ending it. I'm not gonna turn the other cheek. I'm not doing none of that. You come over here, and whatever happens to me, I'm still not gonna die that second death. And then I will probably be born again through the womb of my closest line. Because who is going to trap my spirit? Y'all over there fighting an ideology, and y'all don't even know what it represents. Yet you just have no light in you to see what these symbols mean. So when it comes to the ones that want to, and you know what I mean, you know who you are. If you're even interested in being saved, you want to go down with the ship with that white Cedre Bourget with that long, goofy looking hair that's supposed to be natural, native to old times. That is absolutely ridiculous. Who lied to you? Does it feel good to be lied to? Does it feel good to do any lying? You might as well stick your hand in the garbage disposal and turn it on and say nothing is going to happen to your fingers. Stupid. You guys, y'all, for as smart as y'all are, y'all stupid. You are programmed. Y'all programmed. And then the ones that y'all beat on, the ones that want to stand up and say something within your own family, and that's why everybody hate each other. That's why there's always some fighting going on. Because after a while, they may, they'll agree with you for some time, but then some of the stuff that a person, even if they hold some status in their family, the people are going to get tired of hearing racist comments, racist remarks, stupid what's the word? Antagonistic? What's the word I'm looking for? Antagonistic type stuff. Always gotta argue about something. Always tension. Always manipulation and all this other stuff. Y'all gon' just melt. Leave your siblings, your family members alone that are trying to get to us to learn the truth. Leave them alone. Don't be like crabs in a barrel. Even though they're going to try, Gentiles, young ones, the ones that are coming out of us. We've been paying attention. Man, I was your age, even younger, looking around like, what? These are supposed to be the adults that we are coming after? And then now that I'm, almost 40, I'm like, dang. I'm like, some of the elders are still acting like the younger ones are more mature. But I find this to be true a lot. Getting up under their skin, doing stuff. Yeah, have you been stuff done to you over and over again that nobody else knows about, but you can't fight it because that's your boss, and It just you don't know what to do, and then there's no console because the older ones are stupid anyway. You can go to ones above them and be like, well, you're jumping lines. Go talk back down to your supervisor. Did you hear what we are the true judge? We're the true judges, and the most anything we do, we say, we put our mind to, the Most High is going to bless because we consulted Him first. Now, watch. Once this is known, everything else is going to unravel. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He's exposed. He's exposed enough. I've seen enough. And then whatever else is going on in your personal life, Gentiles, I'm telling you, whatever else is going on in your personal life, you will realize the truth. If you not already realized it, it will be a revelation. Don't give in to somebody telling you that you crazy. You think we did that? I'm sure we've done it. I'm asking you, do you think that we are doing that now? Will you say that ultimately that's something that we gave into when we are standing there glowing? Because we will be. I've seen the images. Everything that the Most High has shown me has come to pass. We are here, and we are the only way, the children of the Most High. You're getting out of here. That's it. That's the only way you're gonna be saved. It's gonna be bodies everywhere, blood everywhere. I'm not going to be violent in somebody else's land unless you come at me. And then when I get home, I might have to stain all my raiment. Because it's always going to be some nut that wants to come and try to take what you have. That's a person that's riddled with demons that just they can't do anything but be a slave to whatever that they walked in whatever ways they choose or have chosen to walk, their way of life. That's the Most High giving somebody up to a reprobate mind, to where they cannot see the light. We watch that unfold every day in various parts of this earth, from the four corners of this place. Do not let them warp your mind anymore. You ask, thus saith Yah, the truth. You ask Him for the truth. You pray to Him for the truth. If you want to know, that's what you do. And then He'll send someone like myself. Or you'll bump into, what we say at the grocery store. You'll come across somebody that'll just randomly tell you the answer when you're thinking about it. I was just thinking about that 15 minutes ago. That's the Most High. That's the way He works. Ta-da! Now, I understand why y'all would roll up 7 cars deep on a traffic stop, and then the person, you gotta figure, because you're so embarrassed after pulling that one person over, then you gotta justify, to your boss. You gotta give them a ticket now, because you can't look stupid. You guys work and operate. You do not know how to say you're sorry. That's out. You don't show remorse for nothing, so the Most High is not going to show you remorse. We don't even have to do anything. You cast the spell on yourself. You so worried about what we are doing, but you never ask us. You're always watching and data. Tracking, gawking, looking, sitting around in cars at a parking lot watching. I see you in there. It's just irritating. People coming up to me for the stupidest thing. What do you really want? Just tell me what you really want. What do you really want to know? What do you want? What are you asking? And Benjamin, stop being so violent. Goodness, trust me, I want to snatch too. And slap and punch. pull a finger off. And we're more than capable. We know that we're more than capable of doing anything that we put our mind to. But look, right now, stop arguing with whoever you decided to have a child with, and just look to the Most High and let Him sort things out. Same with Judah. Judah, we gotta quit drinking. I know that's our issue. I mean, the Most High is so bright in our lives right now. We just want to slow down our thinking. Just, to be able to keep up with our psyche. But look, I'm telling you, Judah, put it down. Moderation, something. Try. Just try. Talk to the Most High and He'll guide you through them steps. It's like He holds your hand through it. We're at the stage where He's going to hold our hand through it. Look how much we've been through. That's our Father. He is whatever we call Him. Father, Lord, Master. He's all those titles. Brother. He'll communicate with you, in many, many, many different styles. Goodness. Gentiles don't know that. All they got is a broomstick with hair, a mop thing that wrapped in clothes, calling it Jesus, from a painting from this gay dude. Cedric Borgia. Man, when I heard the story on that, I was like, man, that's just all kinds of backwards. And they're the ones that got, when I didn't have anything, man, Most High turned it around in less than 6 months. I was like, basically, why y'all have you forsaken me? But I was saying, you just gonna leave me like this? My prayers to the Most High is like, dang, you gonna do me like this? I'm like, Dad, come on. I'm like, man, you see that I'm trying. Yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I'm just tired. Please, what's going on here? And then He just left me in that fire. Now, He didn't take me out when I wanted to come out. He left me in that fire for as long as I needed to be like, okay. All it is a decision. It's a decision. It's something that He's waiting on. You got to get fed up. You got to get tired of this wicked, demonic. And that means sometimes unplugging your doings from it. How are you contributing? People think it's okay to pay their bills by selling drugs. What? You're not going to meet the desired end, when you start out already wrong. Does anybody really need to say that that's not going to prosper? Oh, man, I'm not. I look back at my old videos, y'all, and I was shook. Some days I'd be cool, and some days I'd just be shook. And, it's still the same me, it's still the same spirit, but I was not finishing my sentences. I was shook. The dreams at the time, laying on that lady's couch, oh man, she was supposed to help me. I was looking after her kids for many, many years, taking them to see things that they've never seen. Mountainous regions, Mount Charleston. They seen snow for the first time. Took them to an arcade. Went go-karting. All these places, all these different things for the first time these kids experienced. They was way young, hip high. Little boy come to my house talking about, can you fix my bike? What? I'm working on a car. It's hot. What? And it's a little one. He's just with all this hope in his eyes. Can you fix my bike? I think I... And he started talking like Gentiles do, and they over-explain. And I'm like, okay, let me see. Let me see the bike. And he just popped his chain. So I put it back on. He come back 15 minutes later, it's off again. Then and then I'm like, I'm sick of this bike arriving in my house. He's doing these jumps with his friends and these ramps and stuff. And it just... The friendships with the kids and stuff, it takes, what they say, it takes a village to raise. It kind of does, doesn't it? Doesn't it take all different examples of a village of good influences to, to affect and do well on a young mind. I don't know. So yeah, I wasn't gonna, shoo him away like, you know, Dennis the Menace grandpa or some, Garfield character. I don't know, all the grumpy old man don't want to be bothered. That's because he don't know how to people. The Most High is something. He is something. And if you are any friends that I used to kick it with or whatever, you know, some more than others, I kind of had to get away from the shenanigans, and I'm sorry that it just my sins and your sins does not mesh well. I need to get off by myself to deal with my issues and work those things out, which we all have to do. We cannot have another person assisting us with the things that we got ourselves into. We have to go to the Father for that, and that's why it's so important right now to get ourselves in gear, and pray to Him and become reliant on Him in every sense of the word. You have to. You have to, and it feels better when you do. It does. It does. It does. He is a parent. This is the way we're supposed to be. They don't. People that don't. There's a lot of spirits and people that do not understand this, and there's a lot of bloodlines that's reinforced that we could say it's because of cultures even, but you more often than not you will come across people with many stories saying that my family doesn't understand me. My family like what I can do for them. At least I can say that personally for myself. My mother loves me definitely. My brothers tolerate me, and and this was a true fact when I didn't get in alignment with the Most High. It's different now, but when I didn't get in alignment with the Most High, everything would kind of just fall apart here and there. You gotta let go of the things the Most High has already warned us to let go of. I mean, and most of us known for decades. And I'm not gonna go through the laundry list of stuff, but like you really gotta let go of stuff. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it is true. Like it's hard to try to do that now, to start now. You know how much stuff you have to sift through to make the decision. Not to say that it's impossible, but it's difficult to try to turn away from something that whatever it is, whatever it was. Mine, it was drinking, smoking, sexual immorality, and drugs. I will tell you that throughout my years coming up, I just wanted to be numbed out, and I wanted somebody to hold on to. Because, I was scared. I felt rejected by everything around me, and the Most High was trying to get me to see it's not you that they're rejecting me living through you. So things will really hit the fan if Yah leaves me, and the only way I can get Yah to leave me is to, when He says His Spirit does not always strive with man, is to do something that He hates, and I find out real quickly how the world really feels about me. It was just simple math, and it was just hard to see because you're in this mess. You could be stuck in a house and stuff and be the only one paying bills, or the only one with the working car, or things were good and now you got sick, and it's just all these different things to teach you something. I mean, we kind of skate over it because we're so worried about the natural. I don't feel good. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? We're worried about the natural. But we don't take these examples back to the prophets of the Most High to see their examples of how they got through things, and what it looks like to have a lack of faith, what it looks like to be presumptuous. And that's why it sounds good to call myself a this or that, words like prophet or whatnot. It sounds good, but I could say that secretly in my heart. We can't. This time we're not using that as an example. This time we are not going to be putting ourselves out in front before the Most High. That's done. That's done. He said it. It's done. We're not gonna be here still and then make the mistake that Moses made and not be allowed to go because because he forgot to sanctify the Most High in the eyes of the children of Israel. They can't think that you are the leader and running stuff like that. Maybe that man finally felt that he was respected and why he hit that rock a second time, but he was finally respected, so he soaked in it or whatever just for a hot second. But no, that cost him the kingdom. That cost him the remaining days of his life in the kingdom. You know, crossing over. And all these lessons are there. The Most High, as of right now, we already, you know, went through some stuff. He's not gonna let you go through all this. He's gonna finish the work in you if you've been working. If you've been doing the work. And Gentiles, they go to church religiously, trying to search for answers, and they're not getting them. It's just a dry desert. There's going to be streams in the desert. Some people say it's revenue of money to be able to survive. Some people say it's the knowledge of Yah in an area where people don't know the truth. It's all these things. I told you the Most High is true in all his ways, all the words and translations and stuff like that. He's perfect in the all encompassing completion of what he says. I don't make streams in the desert. And when he refers to the wilderness, the sea of people, that's this madness. That's these people, getting up in the morning just to go spend some money on something. And in the meantime doing this and that and that and this throughout the day. Whatever that is. Just being in the way. It's like 2 to a family, 1 per city. That's, gonna be, I guess, the leaders. Judah. I guess the kids at a certain point can ride in on their parents' coattails. But I gotta get back in Jeremiah. I gotta get back in there. I got some more questions. But I'm just saying, like, we all got our part to play, and I'm sorry, Jacob's getting saved out of this last thing y'all about to go through. I'm sorry, the Most High, he said it, so therefore there's Jacob's getting saved out of it. So you might want to grab on to our sanity because we're gonna be the only one that has it. Gentiles and everybody else around it, and I'm talking to Judah, like, we need to see each other get tested through some stuff, or just at least endure through this time period and not fall apart. We need to know that we're looking at a brother on the same accord, and the Most High is going to determine that by the easiest determination of that is that you're still alive. But when them people get judged and kicked up out of our land and burnt up, and Ephraim is whooping their butt and stuff like that, then the wealthy over there, the monarchs, is gonna come and get us and look after us and stuff like that. It's gonna be an honor for them. They're gonna enjoy having us talk and minister. We're supposed to serve the people. We're the children of the Most High. We the word of the Most High comes out of our manifest. We hear him, and then we speak what we hear, because that's our Father. And I'm not gonna let nobody tell me that I don't recognize as Israel any contrary thing. So why would I let somebody gaslight me into not believing my own experiences? I believe that y'all live in a nice house with empty rooms and an overabundance of things. You might want to, ask God what to do with it and let his children tell you. And we don't need anything really. Just need a space, a space that we can talk and get out what thus saith Yah. At least if you come across this and it's on your heart to do so, or whatnot, and you find yourself in that situation, then you know you're being called. Oh, rich Gentile, you know you're being called. That's how you know, because the Most High speaks through us. You seen the butt whooping that we just are about to come out of, man? We ain't trying to do none of that again. At least his true children, I'm spanked out. And then he put me back into rest in my isolation season and restored some things that I lost. Quickly, too. I mean, y'all can do anything. That's something. That's something. I have to be a willing and working participant in it, and I have to be ready to receive these things in my heart. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, especially to have no father. I mean, he had to get my earthly father out of the way so he can raise me up spiritually, because it would have been detrimental with what I know about my dad. If he had any type of influence on me growing up, any type of influence. Oh man, he was, and I guess the Most High was not about to watch this human father give me advice and steer me away from my potential, relationship. Obviously, it worked out with the Most High. Period. Now, I don't know how virgins get pregnant, but the Most High raised me. Y'all find out. Y'all find out. And I say that with the utmost humility and confidence, and humility and confidence. Y'all find out. I think I want to. Is there anything right now you want me to say, Father? It is only. Wow. It's not even noon. You got some Gentiles over there waking up. That makes me happy. They're generally more educated than, I wouldn't want to look at some of the people in the United States and think that that's where the world's at. No. There's a lot of educated people, scattered, around these four corners. Everybody is going to eventually have a role to play. Mm-hmm. Yep. We can't step in against the judgment of what our Father said, and neither are we even going to try. He tells us, in fact, not to do any of that. No, do not pray against what I already. Because we tugging at his feet, bothering him while, we're not going to do that. Bothering the Most High with that kind of prayer, vain prayer. Oh, I listen to it every day. Sometimes multiple times a day. People are praying and saying the same things that we've heard for decades. And I cannot deal with it. It just makes me sick. And I know that my feelings are in tune with the Most High now. It just makes me sick. I was like, oh, he's like, oh, again? And then I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because, I don't want to compromise my position at work to not say anything. No, because uh, the Most High understands I don't do it because the people aren't ready for it. It's just a lot of spiritual warfare to have to deal with and I am too emotional. I'm too passionate. That's not my job to do right now. Why? Because I don't have the tact or self-control to not show how important this is to me. To say things, you know, elegantly enough to get the point across, but not insult my employers. I don't want to hear this vain prayer. Nobody wants to hear that. None of us that's learned, none of us that's walking with him, goodness. I care about people, trust me, I do, and I show it every day. But when it comes to the Most High, I cannot help how He feels about certain things because it just resonates in the room. We say all the good things, but we do not do anything that spells out how we have to get there. We die at the promises of the Most High, but we never confess what we need to do in order to get there. There's just holes. And then when people emerge from that room and get back with their day, I can the more the facade is on, the faster the timer unravels before Yah proves to me that they didn't speak with him, seek counsel with him. He wasn't even in the room. And then some of the unlearned ones they're being scattered. These they are getting scattered. And I've walked away with goosebumps, feeling convicted. Yes, because there was a whole other spirits in there in that room. That's why I have to leave the building sometimes. It's just a beacon for them. Everybody gets caught. First of all, we all announce. I see it like I'm looking at a photograph. It's like a call for an assembly of unclean spirits to get together and commune. And that's what's happening. It'd be some pain and some crying in that room if there was any type of purging going on. Because they're holding on to these individuals so tight. Which the reason is why people unfold and unravel. There's a whole lot of not speaking going on. And if there is speaking, it's about vain stuff. Nothing of substance. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. And then they want to say in Jesus' name. Well, I mean, they will be saying in Yasharel's name, maybe King David, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I can't deal with, the fact that I don't know, they put that white man as Jesus and stuff like that. I guess people are still now waking up to the fact that, that it's us. That was annoying, and I guess people are finally waking up to that fact. But for a long time, that bothered me. Oh, I'm not putting my prayer in the hands of a Gentile that enslaves me. But they're going to use the idol that enslaved the very people. It was like a perpetual thing, and nobody's prayers was going up. And we living in the house with this white man on the wall, looking up with long, flowy hair, golden locks. It wasn't even locks. It was just like a wet mop. I was like, this man was not this. It's so obvious to me. They were just trying to get us to, love on them and forgive them for the things that they do to us every day. They knew what they could get. by the time they enslaved us, it was easy to slave everybody else. But they had to be cunning with us because the Most High, they had already understood what the limitations were going to be. Let's just keep them asleep a little longer. I'm tired of having other nations tell me that I'm nothing. No, you nothing. You just mad Shut up, Jay. Oh, man. Me and my one friend will get together and I'll just go on a rant. Oh, man. Am I ready for y'all to see that side of me? No cussing, but it is some assumptions and it is some, a bit of disrespect in there towards some people that deserve it. Oh, they getting it. I put my mouth on people when they come to when they come around me unaware and can't read a room and just blatantly bumping into things, knocking things over like a bull in China shop. Oh, and for the most part, I like the people that I work with on a daily basis. Some be trying. It's like it was like initiation. Dang, it was an initiation. That's what it is. My spirit still don't mesh well with some others, but it'll be okay. And then some of the people that we have to look after or whatever and maintain order in the facility, some recognize me right away. Spiritually, they recognize me right away. Right away. And then others, I become a target. That's the children of the Most High. The in between is just passing by somebody and nodding. But we get the extremes of everything. It's almost like white people don't want to be caught being nice to us. Oh, man, and they feel like, oh, I don't want to go through what you're going to have to one way or another. I don't want that type of persecution. I don't want to be marked. You still hold your friends that high if they make you feel that way? Your peers? It's just I knew this at a young age. Middle school and I mastered it by high school. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. And then when you make that distinction, you act it out. You're not, well, in this case I'm a change, or in that case, no, I'm me. I've decided. Now, because I've decided, I may come across I'd rather have problems on the back end for me being true to myself than try to prevent, something that I got to go through anyway. That's do the work now. Having something in a drawer becoming bigger and scarier. You put it out of your sight because you can't tolerate it. Put it on the refrigerator so you look at what you're up against every day and become stronger. Especially those bills. Yeah, I looked at my other videos. It's like watching yourself, rooting for yourself to get out, and I was not finishing my sentences. I was in my head, but like, I when you're around people, all you do, especially if you're speaking the truth, is get condemned for the things that you say. They try to persecute the things that you say, and the last thing you want is persecute. You just don't want to get into another scrap battle with somebody that has no light in them. And people come from work with that. And I'm not trying to bring that home. But in at least in that case, in that time period, like almost 2 years ago, having to deal with the aftermath of, having my vehicle crashed and then get blamed for it. What person in their right mind drives a 365 horsepower vehicle? Well, I have an idea. What about a person that's a professional driver for a living? Was a truck driver for 6 years, possibly 7. So yes, I know. Cussing me out, man. People are all the same. Just, they just. That was a question. I know that's not true. Of course, that's not true, but it makes you wonder. I guess people just like it makes you wonder because are you attacking the spirit of the Most High? Did that convict you that much? These are just normal questions that we have in our household from day to day. Real, true conversations that we don't have anymore ever since Meemaw died. That was my grandmother. The truth was running around the living room. We get laughed at and we have to sit there and take it. And if you're a real true family and you done something dingy, yeah, we gonna talk about you, and you gotta sit there and take it because it's the elder speaking. Sit there and take it. At least we ain't gonna run out in the street with your business. But right now, you about to be embarrassed, so you won't do or make this mistake again. Don't say that you was a good parent and you've never done any of that. Don't ever say that you were a good parent and you've never done any of that. Yes, you have to shame your child so they won't go out into the world and do even more shameful things. And then you want to justify, oh, he's cute. he's he's gonna have a girlfriend and this and that. Oh man, I'm speaking to a particular situation that I used to. This a friend of mine's little boy was handsome. Little white kid, blue eyes. He was handsome, just like how his dad was. But that little boy figured out very quick that he can be bad 1 second and then turn around. That's how it works in their situation. Be terrible 1 second and turn around and be like, I'm sorry. And it worked every time. Every time. That's gonna get you. He used to come over to the house and look, he'd be straightened up for 3 days. Him, his mom, and anybody else. My partner at the time, his mother. Come over to the house. It's yes, sir, no, sir. We didn't do none of that. Back talk. I hate you. One time that little boy spit in my face. I just started laughing. And then his mother, my partner at the time told his mother, get him, you better get him, because at that point I was laughing. Get him. And I watched her whoop her son right in front of me. Don't you ever do that again. He was not expecting that. That little boy thought he could just get away with everything. But he knew that he had made a mistake. We were playing like hide and seek on the other side of the couch that was sitting halfway in the middle of the room. And I guess he just got excited. But he couldn't, it was like tag or so, he couldn't get to me too fast. So as soon as I stick my head up from behind the couch, like a prairie dog or something, then, he just did it real quick. And I'm just... I'll never forget that. That boy needed a whooping. He ain't never done that again. And y'all don't believe in that. Y'all don't spank your children. If you spare the rod, you spawn Satan. Why do you think we need such an epic butt whooping? Every Every demon that could possibly try to influence us with anything, Most High divinely whooped that consideration right up on out of us. And that's what y'all don't do. Even y'all started that paddling in school. Y'all started that. Dunce caps for shame. Well, I'm sure, y'all. In my history, y'all started it. I'm pretty sure, because, I mean, who had schools like that? And then definitely y'all ain't gonna listen to anything that we have to say. So yeah, y'all started it. Even if we did do it first, spank our kids. Otherwise, they're gonna go out in the world and get older, and they're not gonna be able to be controlled or reasoned with. They need to know now that this is a mistake, and let their little psyche and hurt feelings deal with it. I know I can't do that. Train them young. You know, the only thing you got to do with some kids that are so loving, the only thing you got to do is give them a look. They'll see that they disappointed you and they won't do it. Some, stiff-necked, stubborn, and recalcitrant, us as Judah, we needed whoopings. And then sometimes the whoopings were fatal. And the rest of us seen it. And then we go back to, working for pennies, making no money, starving. Trying our best to look out after each other, not trying to hold on to any pride, because that's when stuff hits the fan. Pride goes before a fall. And it's very true with us, but as soon as we are, sanctified, in the eyes of the Most High, again, then he's gonna, he's already got his wrath going on these nations. I mean, look at these fires, look at these neighborhoods, look at the bad weather and flooding and hurricanes going through these various areas, these sundown towns, where they used to commit the most atrocities to us. You're gonna get recompense for that. You're gonna lose everything that you have, so you might as well make use and make whatever that you think that you have or have assets to. You better be looking to the Most High to, in the manifestation form of it, because there's gonna come a time period where when you lose it all, you're not getting anything back. There's no insurance companies anymore that's gonna be doing nothing. That's it. So when you lose it all, you have nothing to gift or atone with for the children of the Most High in the manifestation of it all. You're not gonna have nothing. You're not gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? The only thing that people are going to be able to do is be servants at this point in time. It's about to be just like that. People are going to get hungry. People are going to be attacked. People are going to off themselves. Y'all really don't see how fragile this system is? The Most High is coming to get us. He's coming to get us. He's coming to get us. But, the judges, when you're going to want to come with us, I'm going to tell you no. Because I do not know you. You didn't come over to my house. It wasn't even like I was in a bad neighborhood. I was amongst you, being followed in a cop car. At the grocery store, being stared at. I turn around in the aisle and y'all pretend that y'all wasn't looking suspect. You guys can be annoying as a collective, just all day long, like creatures, just peering around the corner. What's that one doing? Like we're at a zoo, and then you tried to treat us as such. You guys are something as a collective. Oh man, so no, Most High is not gonna allow you to run anything. I mean, you'll be grafted in, but over time, that's 3-4 generations from now, and there's no hiding from, who a person's truly gonna be in that amount of time. And the Most High is gonna, ain't nothing new under the sun. So yes, we are so willing to love our enemies. We are so willing to bend over backwards for the people that hate us, but they don't quite understand why they do. And then, if we say something to upset them, it must be that. And what is that thing that we said? Something that the Most High needs to get to you, to convict you, in order to be acceptable in His sight. I, as a vessel, may not even be aware that this is the very thing that the Most High wants to communicate with you on, or get you to unravel and show your true colors. So I, therefore, do not pour anything out of my cup into yours to reveal you. Nobody in no... You guys are just not humble. You're not. You want to fight about everything. Running to go get guns. The Most High is doing this in such a way that you're not even going to have a chance to. You ain't even going to be able to like undo your clip before the Most High done already walked you into the own trap that you set for others. That's how good He is. The Most High means what He says. We are just a physical manifestation of Him that failed to plug into Him. Like an appliance. Because compared to the Most High, all we are is a toaster. But even a toaster can be great at what it does. I'm sick of listening to y'all logic on the radio. Get off of YouTube. Up there, just nonsense, talking about nothing that matters. Oh, economy. Nobody gives it. Oh my goodness. Gold bullion. It's always some topic about some nonsense that doesn't matter as of right now, 11:59 at the door. Just like in the days of Noah, it's too late. If you have not even sat down and had a conversation once or twice with the children of the Most High, who will be given the chance to judge these nations, and you'll have a chance to get it together, but first, this is getting destroyed, and you're going to have to go back to your own land and deal with the heat over there and deal with the flooding over there, because you got to deal with things as a collective, just like how we had to deal with things as a collective. You coming over here to the land of Shinar ain't going to change that. You're still under judgment because you are a part. It don't matter where we go, we still get treated like the N-word. So it ain't gonna be no matter where you go when we pass our test and it's time for y'all to go through the things that it's time, whatever, and then we figure out what bloodline you're from and what you did. Well, thus saith Yah, this is what you're gonna have to do in order to, even have a chance to keep living on in this prosperous era that we are about to go into, the millennia. Where I and many others will be reigning for 1,000 years. That's promised. Can you imagine living that long again? Not like this. This is hell. This is the shit that the greedy people created with the imaginations of their hearts. Just take a walk in Vegas. I used to live there. I used to hate going anywhere near the Strip. I hated having to pass the Strip. I didn't even look over there at that eyeball rolling around. When I was flying in, I seen that eyeball. I'm like, oh my goodness, what are this? Just things. These symbolisms, these things. Every demon is trying to be known for something. So they got these monuments, these idols. What do you think, the Most High? You think that He was just playing about this? There's something to this. You can be influenced in the wrong way by what you put your attention to. So let's make the biggest replica of the statue of Sphinx that we can and slap it on the side of the MGM Grand, whatever the hotel casino is. Put a big stick golden nugget bar, call it the Trump Towers, and There's so many things that can be said about. It's 130 some degrees when they went in that Ramadan walk in that big giant square, and they're walking around this thing in a circle, thinking this has something to do with the Most High, falling like from heat strokes. You want to serve the Most High, but you are lost. You don't even know how. You are confused. Gentiles, if you ever see this message, if you ever see this, if you ever see it, just know, don't be lost no more. Find somebody that knows what they're talking about. And it's not going to be the one with the suit and tie on. That's done. Identify who the children of the Most High is. Do some research for yourself, or just listen to the point and match it up with the knowledge that you know so far. I don't even have the money to go, to the dentist. But your standard of how you choose who influences you is out. That's done. Don't tie yourself. What the Most High say about something about the chances of you making it into the kingdom? It's like trying to squeeze something out of a camel through the eye of a needle. I know what's in there. It's just so much to try to hold on to, but you get the concept. Pick up your cross and follow me. Sell everything you have or give it away. Or better yet, say you're sorry by donating it to and doing a good research of it. Just don't give it all out to the poor or somebody's going to squander it. That's what y'all was the reason in which you was afraid of in the first place. Oh, they're just going to squander it. You got a group of people making sure that nothing good happens to a particular people. I wonder why that is. You guys are just brainwashed. You don't get it, and stay that way, because just if you want to stay that way and you want to cross your arms and stuff and not shower, I'm talking about a particular type of people, and want to put deodorant on everything and cover it up with some Axe. It's ridiculous. All the nations conspired to keep us out of the picture. Why? Because we were the children of the Most High. We would walk around all day convicting people just by having a conversation with them. We are the children of the light, children of the Most High. I can't tolerate the darkness in people no more. The Most High is going to have to, do some sort of a little butt whooping or a timeout on some of the remnants of that nation. And once they go through their test, maybe we can sit down and have a drink together. But until that time comes, I have nothing to do with the idols that is running around your house. I have nothing to do with the idols and statues and this and that and this and that. It's just an overabundance of things that are scattered everywhere I look. But I'm not bothered. Why? Because I know what it is. Knowledge is power. You are going to be influenced by these very things that, my people are destroyed by the lack of knowledge. How true do you think that's going to be for the stranger? Before the stranger is grafted into our kingdom. We're going to be a multicolored, it's going to be so many different colors. White people with red hair. It's going to be black people with blue eyes. We're going to be so diverse. We're going to be the Israel when we finally get back. And the correct, true people are back on top running things righteously. Because we ain't going to do nothing out of greed. We already know what that leads to. We already know what that looks like. We can tell you intimately, it's going to be a high for a while. Yay! Look at how much money I got. But all you doing is turning all the heads in the room to you, to envy you, and stir up these monsters that you do not want to deal with. And that's what these, people with greed and money have done. And then they hid themselves out in the suburbs. And then they got suburbs of suburbs. It's crazy. It's going to be pitchfork soon. I don't have to do anything. You done already pissed off enough people that are going to be charged by the Most High. The Most High is going to give some of these Gentiles strength to come after you. All the ones that one small 1% of the 10% of the elite holding the bag, holding the purse strings, manipulating all these bad things to manipulating people's economies, artificially, sanctions, stealing from Africa. I'm done with ham. Y'all may be dark skinned like me, but y'all getting on my nerves too. Stop coming over here taking advantage of us. We know what you doing. We see what you doing. That's why you sold us off as quick as you could. You getting on my nerves, ham. I'm talking about the seed of ham. I'd rather deal with the Arabs. Goodness. You gonna get y'all stuff too. Man. And some of the sisters is gonna walk right on over into our kingdom and you mad about it. They just... But anyway. Oh, what is this? 2 hours, 11 minutes. Okay. This AC and fan on my back has turned everything back there into ice cream. It's so cold. I didn't even prepare for to be on here this long. To all my people out there that know me, pray for me or whatnot. I know who they are. I'm praying for you too. Let me get off here. Peace. Have a good Sabbath. I'll be doing more videos, probably on the Sabbath, or maybe when Yah tells me to give out a quick word. Somebody needs to hear something. That's how it's been working for me. It'll continue to work just like that. Somebody will walk by randomly with the very thing that you need. That's how the Most High works. Spirit. This is a spiritual walk. Okay, y'all, I'm out. Have a good Sabbath.